Oh, thank you so much, Simpiwe. Our next guests are here to talk about the longest-running play in the history of London's West End, titled Mouse. The Trap production is based on a book by Agatha Christie, and it's set in the oak-panelled hall of a hotel where guests are trapped by a blizzard, while the boredom broken by regular murders and the arrival of Trotter, the skiing detective. The production began as a radio play in 1947 and has gone on to be performed on stages all over the globe. Joining us from Cape Town in that studio to talk about the play is Mark Winter and Shannon. Very good morning, and thank you so much for making the time to come on the show this morning.
Good morning.
Great pleasure. Thank you so much.
Mark, I'll start with you. This production is the oldest production to run on West End. Why did you, as an actor, sort of deem it fit to be a part of a production such as this one?
Well, I've played in many Agatha Christie plays. I've been in about 7 altogether, so I know quite a lot about her writing. And the interesting thing about a Christie play is that there's always a theme. It's either revenge, love, power, money. There's always something specific that the audience have to suss out. And it isn't just a case of who done it. The real question is, why did they do it? That's the important thing. And Agatha Christie is always great at telling a good story that carries the audience along. And quite often, they do not guess who the guilty party is.
Bring us more into your character, Mark. You play the role of Paravicini. Take us through...
Paravicini, yeah.
Yes, take us through what he is and just, you know, what his role is in making sure that this production is what it is. How does he bring everything together?
Well, Paravicini, I don't know if he brings everything together, but he's a bit of a maverick. He's the only person at Monkswell Manor, the house where they're all trapped because of the blizzard, who doesn't have a reservation. His car is stuck in a snowdrift. But he's a bit of a ne'er-do-well. We don't quite know anything about him. He's a rather suspicious character. He's Italian, as the name suggests, Paravicini. And, of course, I have to speak in an Italian accent, like that, you know. And when he comes into the fray, he's on the periphery of everything that's going on. So you don't know whether he's the guilty party or not. Is he the person that's going to be carrying out these killings in Monkswell Manor? Or is he just there on his way somewhere else with goods in his car, which is snowbound, that are maybe goods that should be illegal? And so he's a bit of a mystery character. He's a mystery man, which I find quite intriguing.
All right, Shannon, let's come to you. As opposed to Paravicini, who is a bit of a mystery, no one knows whether if he's the guilty party or innocent. Bring us into your role. You are Miss Casewell. Tell us all about her.
Right, so Miss Casewell is, she's cagey, sophisticated, suave. She wears a power suit. She's living in a man's world. She's incredibly good in business. I think she has her own mystery to her past, and we catch glimpses of it every now and then. But she is one of the characters that I think really adds to the tension of the play.
And what was it like for you preparing for Miss Casewell? Take us through some of that process and just bring us into what it was like, or, you know, what it's been like working with Jonathan Taffler as director.
Oh, absolutely. Well, firstly, preparing for the role was a lot of fun because my references were Catherine Hepburn, Marlene Dietrich, very, I suppose, spunky woman who really knew how to connect to I suppose, finding their way around living in a man's world, but still being a woman in it, being taken seriously. And I enjoyed that because I'm quite a girly girl. I do pin-up, and I like, 1950s big dresses and lots of hair and makeup. And then it was just stripping that all down and really finding the roots of what makes these women tick, which is very different to what I usually gravitate towards. I like to play comedy roles, and this is very straight and serious and exceptionally complicated. with Jonathan Tafler, what I enjoyed about our process is he's a director who is an actor's director. He's someone you can converse with, talk to, unpack things. He loves actors who give offerings of their own suggestions to the character, to how they connect to each other. And he's a lot of fun to work with. I think we laughed more than anything else. I really enjoyed working with him.
All right, Mark, before we go, let me come back to you. What can people look forward to in this production? And I mean, what would you say are some of the standout things for you in terms of the plot of the story?
I have no sound. Should I have sound?
Yes, you should have sound.
I have no sound.
All right, not a problem. Let's just go back to Shannon. Apologies about that, Mark. I don't know if you can hear me now.
Sorry, I need more sound and volume, please.
All right, not a problem. Let's just go back to you, Shannon, while we battle through that technical glitch with Mark. Just taking us through the plot of the play. What would you say are some of the standout moments for you in reference to the plot, and also just what the people who come out to watch this can expect?
Oh, well, what she wants to know about the plot of the play.
The plot? Well, the plot really is a group of people. The house, Monkswell Manor, is inherited by the character of Molly from an aunt who is deceased. And she decides to run Monkswell Manor as a guest house. And this is her very first time of doing this. So these people arrive not knowing what to expect, and because there's a blizzard going on, they're really rather trapped. But what they don't know is that somebody within this group is the killer. I mean, as I speak to you now on this screen, you could be looking into the eyes of a murderer. What do you think?
Well, Mark, I definitely know you're not the killer.
But you don't know that.
At least not this morning.
The interesting thing about the plot, I think, is that you follow this story and the audience are surmising throughout the play who the guilty person is, because a murder does happen in the play. But of course, I must tell you that, first of all, working at this marvellous theatre on the Bay is unique. I've never known any theatre in the world, and I've worked in a lot of theatres all over the world, where you walk into the theatre with the beach and the ocean behind you, and when you exit the theatre, it's the same. It's absolutely beautiful. I mean, it is a unique situation. Theatre on the Bay is something really special. I'm really looking forward to going up to Joburg, to the Monte Cassino Theatre. We're there from the 23rd of January right through until the 3rd of March. So that'll be an interesting prospect as well, because I was in Joburg way back in 83-84 playing the title role of P.T. Barnum in the musical Barnum. I was there for about 6 months, and it was terrific, so I hope we have the same success. But getting back to the plot of The Mousetrap, well, of course, The Mousetrap says it all. It's to trap the killer. And while the audience are watching, a murder does happen during the play. The other thing that's interesting about this play is it actually isn't just a story. It's based on true events that happened in 1945 in England, where 3 children were abused in a care home, which was a farm, and the people concerned were sent to prison. And Agatha Christie read this in the English press, and from that she wrote up this short story, which then became a play. So it has elements, very strong elements of actuality. It isn't just a story that's been made up.
All right, Shannon, very quickly, we are out of time. Where can people get a hold of their tickets and more information about The Mousetrap?
Absolutely. You can book on CompuTicket, or you can just phone Theatre on the Bay and do it directly as well.
All right, fantastic. Thank you very much, Miss Casewell, of course, played by Shannon. And to you, Paravicini, we're looking forward to having you here in Johannesburg when the production does come. Now.